Why would you post this on the internet? Dude, I don't know what else to say, bro. That's my take. My prediction is that Idubbbz at no point calls PPP a fat lesbian. Am I understanding this correctly? Is he disowning the Airsoft Fatty documentary now as well? Is that right? Okay, so Idubbbz has released a video responding to the trolls. And the first thing that I want to say is, why did he do this? Why did he put this out? Why has he done this? Why has he done this, guys? Why has he done this? What was the thing I was supposed to say? What did Stylo say earlier that I'm supposed to say? Why has he done this? Now, to be honest with you, I don't really see the value in talking about, I think, Kino Casino and stuff. I just don't really understand why. Like, when you're arguing with Kino Casino, I feel like you're just kind of automatically losing. Because those guys are not exactly 100% interested in the most true and fair, correct take about something. They tend to just say whatever's funny. Whatever's funniest. They tend to go with that. So I'm not sure what value there is in really responding to that. But we'll see, we'll see. Why would you post this? Why would you say this? Why would you tell the internet this? Yes, exactly, exactly. Thank you, Queeman. Thank you. That is going to be my exact words. We're just about to get into it. Like, for example, the reason I know about the Kino Casino thing and how they tend to just say whatever they think is funniest is there was a time when someone linked a video to me and it was Kino Casino talking about Idubbbz and Anissa. And they said there was a certain thing that was said in there that was like, oh no, look, they found this thing out about Idubbbz and Anissa. And I watched it, and I was like, I don't know. I think they're kind of over-egging it massively there. I don't think that's what's being said at all. Does anyone remember this when this happened? I think the person ended up leaving the Discord over it. Because I was like, no, I don't think this is a thing. I think you're getting a bit caught up in this fucking Kino coverage. I don't understand why you feel so strongly about it. Do you remember? Someone must remember this. And that's when that clued me into like, okay, like, just don't take the casino super seriously on this stuff. They will just say whatever they think, rather than necessarily being correct or truthful about it, you know? Like, they're like spin merchants. They'll say crazy stuff. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. Maybe he's got some points against them, but I just, that could be, we'll see. Let's get into it and see. Let's find out. So this is coming clean from Idubbbz. Let's have a look.
I don't know if this is your own theory or if it's just like implanted in your brain from all the other hate videos. There was never a bonus. I never...
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's the sector. Yeah, the sector. That's a good way of framing it, I think. Like, these guys are like, they're like bombastic, you know, it's all fucking Ethan Ralph aligned stuff, isn't it? They just say fucking whatever shit. They don't necessarily want to approach it from the perspective of what's a fair, truthful analysis of a given piece of information. It's just like, what's funny? You're felted. The house always wins.
Spoke to these losers about a bonus. If you're going to be a hater-ass bitch, take it the full way. By the way, the background is a work in progress, so you can just...
Yes, exactly. Shock jock shit. Yes, exactly.
Tune that out. Today, I'm going to be doing the thing that everyone tells you not to do, and that is feed the trolls. One of the more important things that I want to talk about is my relationship with Anissa. I love Anissa. I love everything about her. I've only...
Why would you post this on the internet? Dude, I don't know what else to say, bro. That is my take. That is my take. You are on a hiding to nothing, desperately trying to convince the internet about the nature of your fucking relationship. I just don't understand why you would bother. Just fucking let the trolls say their shit and fucking, you know, who are you trying to convince with this? Like, the people that like you, okay, they're already going to be aligned with this narrative. And the people that don't like you are going to fucking mock you for this. It's just worthless to try and justify and rationalize your relationship to the internet. Why would he post this?
Grown to love her more with time. And a lot of people online don't see it that way. For me, it's very obvious. I thought more people would be able to catch on. I am quiet, stoic, not talkative. She is the opposite of that. She is loud, very talkative, social. People struggle to understand that dynamic, I think, especially me being a person who has made a career of talking online. So yes, Anissa will oftentimes, like in many relationships, be the more talkative one. We've been together for nearly 10 years.
Yes, stoic. I don't think he understands what stoic means. Isn't? I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of stoicism, but isn't it the idea that you do not meaningfully demonstrate or show emotion publicly for the purpose of, presenting a sense of strength and purpose or some shit? I think it is, isn't it? Anyway.
And all of it has been online for the public to see, and there are still people accusing her of cheating, accusing me of being...
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Reynold Hughes became a member.
Dude, this
Reynold
is so...
Hughes celebrates 16 months of membership. Surprised he didn't pronounce it stoic.
Okay, that's
Thank
wonderful.
you for the
But
membership.
how do I make money off depressed
Ethan Foster,
people?
thank you for the
Just
super
one
chat.
one more video about how sad you and your wife are, and the internet will forgive everything. In his mid-30s, BTW lol.
That's a Kino thumbnail, isn't it? I can tell already. That's a Kino thumbnail. I just think by addressing this stuff, you give it a validity. You give it this sense of validity that it doesn't have if you ignore it. I don't understand why you put this on the internet, dude. It's fucking worthless. It's totally worthless. Oh, the fucking shock jock Kino Casino guys are lying about my relationship. I mean, it's just pointless.
In an abusive
Stupid.
relationship. None of this is true. And there is no evidence for any of this except, like, I guess, body language experts coming on and being like, Idubbbz is being stoic here. Therefore, he's in hell.
Okay, hang on. Watch the change there. Watch the change there.
I don't know what the fuck that was. I have never gotten...
Look at Ian in this moment.
Bro! Is he... Okay. Is he trying to say that Andy Warski, former coke fiend crackhead guy, is some sort of body language expert?
Okay, that's
Or
wonderful.
he's, which
But how
is
do I
true.
make money
And there
off
is...
depressed people?
We have to address this. The people who really hate Anissa are jealous of her. They want to be her and suck and fuck Ian to program him to be the Idubbbz they fell in love with when their bodies were being ravaged with hormones.
Okay.
It's very psychosexual.
Thank you for the tip. I will agree, there is a weird psychosexual energy to some of the analysis. Certainly around Anissa. It's a bit rich for my blood, let's put it that way. Thank you, Stylo, for the 333.
There's no evidence for any of this except, like, I guess, body language experts coming on and being like, Idubbbz is being stoic here. Therefore, he's in hell.
Okay, hang on. Watch the change there.
Bro. Andy Warski, former crackhead, body language expert. Bro, he's just... What they're doing here is they are looking for anything that they can overanalyze to push their narrative. That's it. He's not a fucking body language expert. He just sees something that he can highlight to point to go, oh, look at this. Doesn't this prove what we're saying is right? That's it. And also, how is this look a stoic look? Cokesy nose. Cokesy nose. I don't know. Why did he put this on the internet, dude? Why did he do this?
There. Watch the change there.
I don't know what the fuck that was. I have never gotten...
Look at Ian in this moment.
Is that stoic? Is that stoic? He just looks like he's making a look. And Andy Warski is jumping on it in order to push their narrative by suggesting there's something substantive happening there. I mean, I don't know how dude. You have fed Kino Casino for fucking months off of this. And listen, we all know that fucking PPP loves a snack. He loves a snack. Okay, I'm pretty sure we established that he does not know what stoic means. Can we move on? Sure, but then he's saying that that look is stoic, and I don't really understand what he means. They've literally given PPP an all-you-can-eat buffet with this. Crazy.
Oh my God!
Like, he looks sad. No, he is disgusted at her. He's depressed. He's so disgusted
Working
by this.
on-
He looks disgusted with this.
He looks so uncomfortable. He's like, should I be here? He looks so uncomfortable. Look at this guy's body language. He doesn't want to be there.
Look how miserable he looks. Dude, he looks miserable. Dude.
I mean, I do agree.
Which he
But
doesn't
like,
want.
there is this, you know, I mean, obviously, Kino Casino are like shock jocks, and they're just saying whatever they think fits their narrative. These channels he's showing here, okay, these channels that he's showing here are more so like serious or like commentary channels that are trying to make an argument or trying to make a
But how
point.
do I make money off
And it does,
depressed
it's
people?
I know
over
you all think I'm
zealous.
Captain My wife is a dumb lip skankoid, but let me tell you I heckin' love her to bits. And there's no evidence I don't.
Thank you for the super chat, Mo. I appreciate it. I mean, obviously, I'm looking at him here. I'm just like, he just looks like he's just sat there. I don't really think he looks particularly uncomfortable or much of anything. He's just sat there. So this feels like over-analysis. I'd say this is more like over a zealous analysis, overwrought analysis of Idubbbz' posture and face and stuff like that.
Want to be there.
Look how miserable he looks. Dude, he looks miserable.
It's funny. I don't really, I mean, what's the joke? Just saying every time he looks miserable? I mean, I don't know, dude. He just looks like he's got a dog. He just looks like he's there with his dog. I mean, what is there to say about this image? I don't think it's funny. It's just like, oh yeah, you're just saying he looks miserable when he doesn't really, because you want to suggest that he's miserable all the time. This is like daily slop shit, right? I'm guessing. I just don't have any particularly strong feelings about this image one way or another. Like, I saw people talking about it and, you know, analysing it on Twitter. And I was just like, okay, well, it just seems like he's with his dog. I mean, what more is there to say, bro? You have to put a lot onto it to act like there's anything to analyse here. Beyond, he's just got a dog with him. I don't know.
Dude, he looks like he wants to kill himself.
I mean, I kind of want to kill myself now. Okay, so they're not a fan of the resting bitch face. All right, well, I'm not going to smile all the time, fellas. And even when I smile, you guys still, like, contort it into he's so uncomfortable or he's smiling through the pain.
It's funny because it bothers him. I mean, this if your intent is just to be funny and say what you think is funny shit because it bothers him, then fair enough. Do that by all means. But I don't think that's what those channels are doing. I think they're genuinely trying to make arguments and points to assess Idubbbz like mindset and things like that, no? That's the joke. I don't know, man. There's probably a lot more. I mean, yeah, there's probably a lot more good material you could do with Idubbbz beyond just going, oh, he looks miserable and it's funny because it annoys him. Chud, I just paused at a random point in your stream and you look miserable. You're owned, buddy. Okay.
Burn.
Oh, he's so
Um,
uncomfortable. And
No.
he's smiling on his face.
What?
But inside his eyes, you can see his pain.
That's-
Here we go.
For some reason,
Here we go. The psychosexual shit. Let's go. Again, I think that there was early commentary that had a comedic bent, banging on about Anissa Joma's gash. But I mean, again, I just find it very played out at this point. Yeah, Anissa Joma's a fucking whore. He gets a gash out for money. Ian's a cuck. Like, dude, it just feels a bit played out for me. I'm like, okay, I get it. How many times can you talk about Anissa Joma's rancid gash before it stops being funny? That's the question.
well, not for some reason, for the reason of sexism and people's view on OnlyFans and them just not liking Anissa, they want to push forward a narrative that she is actively and continually cheating on me. And if you listen to freaks like this guy I'm about to show, it makes sense why. They are obsessed.
Anissa wants to have sex into having.
I mean, okay. I mean, he obviously sounds like a total fucking pathetic soy wretch here. But I just can't. I've got no energy. I've got no interest in this like endless analysis of Anissa Joma's pussy. I'm like, okay, I get it. Yes, I get it. Anissa Joma's got his bollocks in a fucking purse. Yes, sure.
Sex with Anissa. I think he wants to bang Anissa. Anissa was horny and wanted to have sex with this therapist. Well, Anissa figured herself to it.
Yep. Do you think that makes her pussy wet?
Buddy,
Did
was she getting
stop?
plowed?
That's what I'm saying.
What we're describing here is two grown men who are fantasizing about.
It's memes. I mean, it's again, it's the you know, it's the shock jock is the best way to describe it. They're just saying whatever outrageous shit comes to mind in order to, you know, talk a load of shit on Anissa and Idubbbz, right? Like, it's not serious analysis. It's not serious, like, you know, and I'm not saying you have to do serious analysis all the time. It's like tabloid. Yeah, it's like tabloid shit. Yeah, exactly. Stupid tabloid stuff.
Okay,
and
that's
Ian's
wonderful.
right to
But
feel
how do I
bothered
make
by it, but
money
again, I
off
just think it's
depressed people?
foolish
I
to
love
make a
how
video
Chud
about
is
it
like,
personally.
how can you talk about Anissa so much, yet pirate software? Anissa is the casino's pirate, stop being a como, it's for laughs. Who are you to spoil the fun that triggered this video for you to react to?
Sorry, who is spoiling the fun? When have I ever said they can't do it or shouldn't do it? I'm not saying they can't do it. I mean, if that's their fucking bag and they want to keep doing it, more power to them. Good luck to you. How am I spoiling the fun? Sorry, I'm not spoiling the fun because I'm not sat here dishonestly clapping going, yeah, this is really great, actually. I really agree. Bro, I'm going to be honest about what I think about this and how I feel about this, even if it bothers you. It doesn't mean I'm spoiling the fun.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make
It just means
money
I
off
disagree with
depressed
what I
people?
find entertaining in this. And that's
Putting
fine.
Kino Casino into the normie spotlight like he did with whole vid is just plugging his biggest haters' channels.
Thank you for the super chat as well. You know, the reason this is a thing is I thought, fuck it, I'll watch this video. I've not watched an Idubbbz video of this nature for a while. The last one we watched was the immigration one. So I'll give it a watch and give my takes about it. But obviously, I haven't cut many segments about Idubbbz over the past few months.
But how do I make money?
Because I haven't found it
off
interesting.
The
I'm
frustrating
not
thing
into it.
is that PPP
And that's fine,
Warski
right?
have lots
Is it not
of
fine
really
to do that?
embarrassing law that he could easily go into to make them look like clowns, but he has to do the leftist term. Actually, it's lame.
Thank you for the super chat. But if I'm watching a video about it, I'm going to give my takes on it. I'm not just going to sit here and be like, oh, I actually find this really funny, personally, when I don't. And if it's spoiling the fun for you, that I'm not doing that, I mean, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Like, you can go and watch as much fucking, you know, more Pegasus, Kino Casino, talking about Anissa's pussy as much as you want, and more power to them if that's the content they want to do. I'm just talking about how I personally see it and feel about it. That's all. So I don't understand why you're so bothered about the fact that I just personally, I'm not really that into this shit. That's all I'm saying.
About a stranger and his wife and what they do in the bedroom or don't do in the bedroom. That is creepy weirdo shit.
I mean, this is obviously very wretched response, you know. You're being a creepy weirdo. You're being kind of a creepy weirdo, bro. Talking about Anissa's gash.
And here we have Idubbbz with the bull, folks. There's Idubbbz with
Okay,
the
that's
bull.
wonderful.
He's
But how do
using
I make
sexualized
money
terms.
off
Wait.
depressed people?
He felt it. He cooked. He depressed.
Okay, that was
Shout
funny.
out to Kino
That was
Casino
funny.
and
I'll
Chud
grant that. That was funny.
Goldstein.
Jokes about a woman fucking a dog are always funny. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you.
Folks, there's Idubbbz with the bull.
He's using sexualized terms to describe a picture of me and my dog.
Also, okay, I'm going to make a prediction here. I'm going to make a prediction. I've not watched this yet, obviously. My prediction is that Idubbbz at no point calls PPP a fat lesbian or some shit, or has a go at his weight, or talks about the way he looks, or something like that. Right? And this
Okay, that's
weakens him,
wonderful.
I think.
But how do
This
I make
weakens him.
money off depressed people?
Jojo Siwa.
Oh, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Okay. Well, if our prediction's wrong, we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll find out, I guess. But I think this weakens him, because obviously one of the things you'd want to do is like have a go at how this guy looks, because PPP obviously looks like a chunky lesbian fella or something. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's, you know, that's an L. You need to go whole hog at it, I'd say. But we'll see.
And what are we doing? So many people will tell Anissa and I of just like, don't feed into the hate. And it's like, okay, we're going to post some normal stuff. Anissa posts just me with a picture of my dog, and this is the type of commentary we get about it.
Yeah, because they're like A-logs. They're like fucking shock jock A-logs. And they will find literally anything that you post to felt you. Like, you cannot get around it. And the thing is, sure, you're posting stuff that you think is normal and they're going at you. Well, I guess, don't see beyond signaling to your audience of, oh, look, these guys are shitters and they're going to go at us for everything. I still struggle to understand what value. Again, why would you post this on the internet? What value are you getting from responding to this yourself that isn't just tripled or quadrupled when, you know, Kino Casino get to this? I mean, they're going to make content about this for fucking weeks. You know, this is going to be their new fucking money farm. And it just is, it's why don't feed the trolls is such a common refrain on the internet. Because it just doesn't really provide you, I don't think, with meaningful value. But anyway, there's a fat joke here.
My dog, and this is the type of commentary we get about it.
Idubbbz with the ball.
So is this the fat
Cool
joke?
Kid Croc
I mean, it's a
became
bit
member.
weak,
Cool
isn't it?
Kid Croc celebrates 11 months of membership. This reminds me of when he showed off Sam Hyde making fun of his wife. It comes off as jokes and is hard to take serious.
Yeah.
Keep up the great work, Chud.
I agree. Thank you for the membership. I just think strip Kino Casino out of this because their kind of content isn't meant to, I don't personally believe is meant to be taken like super seriously as, like, say, a commentary video. I think it shows more Pegasus later, I believe. Like that, I think you got more grounds to argue with substantively because they're trying to make substantive arguments against you. But yeah, this is like arguing with Sam Hyde, reviewing your wife's OnlyFans energy. Sure.
Gorgeous Gabe Plowder in the back room of the salon. 3-hour bukkake session with all of the male stylists.
If you're curious about the hairdresser these guys are talking about, I will point you
It's
to
funny.
my disgrace.
It is funny. Some of the comments are funny. Some of the comments are funny. Okay, I'm only human. Even with my take on this, I can't help but laugh at some of these clips because they are funny.
Boxing coach Michael Briggs. For some reason, this stupid fucking loser and his dumb as rocks wife decided to go on the H3 podcast. They already spilled their guts. They were
Well,
getting...
no, it's not about seeing the light. I don't have a position that says they can't do that. At no point, like that fucking dinner. I've not said they can't do that. I mean, I'm all for people doing whatever content they want to do that best suits their audience, best suits their what they want to talk about, etc. It's just me personally. I'm not really into it. That's all. But obviously, there's going to be funny clips that I'm going to laugh at, like the dog thing and that.
Getting paid like $5,000 to go on this podcast.
I'm going to be sending you guys $5,000 for the bonus that you never got.
I think they were maybe afraid that they wouldn't get the money if they didn't thoroughly trash us. So them maybe thinking that they weren't trashing us hard enough, Michael Briggs decided to invoke the name of one of his presumably friends.
Unavoidable.
And say that Anissa was like thirsting after him.
She definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. Yeah, even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it.
For whatever it's worth, every time Michael Briggs, my disgraced boxing coach, would reference Gabe, he would always refer to him as Gorgeous Gabe. He couldn't help but refer to him as Gorgeous Gabe on the podcast.
I would call him Gorgeous Gabe.
He's a beautiful guy.
Yeah, he's got tattoos. He's large. He's tan.
I don't call him that. My wife doesn't call him that. If you have some unresolved sexual tension or fantasies, whatever the fuck it is, you need to keep that shit to yourself and not project it onto other people.
Why is he disgraced? I mean, I've got no idea about this interview. I didn't watch it on or off stream. The disgrace thing. I mean, I'm assuming what's happened is he's gone on to Ethan's show and he's just talked a bunch of shit about Idubbbz. The truthfulness of which obviously is not, you know, we're unable to verify because we don't know the ins and outs of the behind the scenes stuff, but he just said a bunch of shit about Idubbbz essentially. Yeah, he's like, it just seems like he's making shit up to make Idubbbz look terrible.
I wish the best to Gabe. Michael Briggs, on the other hand, absolute fucking creep weirdo. Now, I know a lot of this is very grotesque and...
Didn't cover it and said he's covered all the drama. What? No, I think everyone knows that I've had a severe lack of interest in some of this stuff over the past few months. This is the stuff I've obviously haven't talked about or got into.
Off depressed people?
And I didn't cover that interview. Thank you for the $2. Thank you. Thank you.
Obsessive. I would prefer if people didn't talk about me and my wife or other people in this way.
Excellent. Well, now that's sorted then. That's dealt with. I'm sure we can expect the people that you talk about to give a very respectful apology later for daring to talk such things about your wife. I mean, it's obviously just futile, isn't it? Worthless. Why would he put that on the internet, guys?
I briefly want to talk about the concept of being a lol cow, because these fucking losers, they love the concept of like labeling someone a lol cow and then like bullying them and watching their life spiral out of control. They won't, you know, say as much. They'll just be like, yeah, we just do it for laughs. The whole thing's entertainment. It's just just innocent guys just having a laugh. Thankfully, Anissa and I are in a much safer and privileged position than many other people who are the targets of guys like this who want to bully them into submission. So now I want to look at two different clips from these guys. There is the fat one and his cohort who are listening.
Okay, he did call him the fat one. So, okay. It's not as hard as it could be, but he did call him fat. So I will take the L on predicting that he's not going to have any go at his appearance, because he did. Because he did, okay?
To Anissa describe, like, essentially having a hard time online, seeing people mock and make fun of her dad with Alzheimer's.
They were laughing at my dad for getting sick on some of these forums.
What did you think? What did you think? Because you shared it online?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's what people are going to do because they want to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
I don't think they probably even really believe the stuff that they're saying.
I mean, obviously, that I'm going to agree with this take, yeah. Like, if you share things about yourself on the internet, you're obviously opening yourself up to be talked about, assessed, discussed, etc. I mean, this is my take as well, so.
But they know because
I cannot fucking say anything beyond that, because I literally was mocking. Dude, there was like 100-view video of Gaming for Hope's family, and I watched it. I was like mocking his family relentlessly. So I've got literally nothing to say on this point.
Extreme and like edgy that it will cause you mentally spiral like this. So that's why they do it. And you're telling them that it affects you. So guess what? They're going to keep doing it. This is how the internet works. It shouldn't be, but that's how it is.
The whole time, he is not saying that he is a perpetrator of bullying her. What he's saying is that other people are doing that. But he is doing it actively. In this video, he is bullying Anissa. And in other videos, he's literally bullied and made fun of her dad who has Alzheimer's.
See, I don't agree with this narrative of bullying. Bullying is something that you have to be present for or be engaging with in some way. Like, if I brought up a video of some random celebrity and just started fucking popping off on them and going crazy and talking crazy shit about them and their family, and they never hear it and they never listen to it, is that bullying? No, I don't think that's bullying, because it's not directed specifically like at you in a format that you can engage with and see. Like, if you were DMing or something repeatedly or something like that, sure, I could see how that could be bullying. But this is just stuff that's being put out on the internet, you know, onto a platform that there's no guarantee that you're going to see it. And it's like, by engaging with it, you're then putting yourself in a position to be bullied, rather than just listening to 5 minutes and going, okay, this is like, you know, stupid shit and just talking a bunch of shit. I'm just going to ignore this, block it, whatever, you know? This just looks terrible. Is that another one of my catchphrases that I need to say? I need to find a way to weave that in as well, clearly. This is just a terrible look from Idubbbz uploading this video, I gotta say. What a massive L that he's done uploading this video. But yeah, I don't agree that this is bullying, just talking shit about someone in a YouTube video.
With a late-stage dementia patient.
But yeah, sure. I'm sure that PPP is acting like his other people. I'm sure he's doing it himself. I'm sure he's participating in this bullying. Not that I agree with this bullying. The shit-talking that he's doing, yeah. Extreme shit-talking.
Who is a extremist Muslim, and he sees his daughter covered in tattoos, married to Idubbbz the cuck, and he just freaks the out. Idubbbz is having to take him on walks through the neighborhood, talk to this demented guy.
So this is something that he's very familiar with, but for some reason...
Bro! It is funny. It is funny. I do find some of these clips funny. Okay? Even though I'm not personally super into talking about this to this length. It is funny. That is funny.
In this moment, he refuses to take any ownership of the fact that he is part of the problem.
Like, that's what people are going to do because they want to get a reaction out of you. So that's why they do it. And you're telling them that it affects you.
He doesn't want to admit it, and it makes you wonder why. And we get a little window into that at the end of the clip.
This is how the internet works. It shouldn't be.
So you're saying that you're making it like everyone else is doing it, but you're participating in it. I mean, would PPP genuinely deny that he doesn't participate in this behavior? I find that hard to believe, and I would assume that PPP would willingly accept that yes, he does it too, but he was making a broader point about how the internet works, rather than personalizing it to their own behavior. So again, I'm just like, well, who is this convincing? Like, I'm sure that people that watch Kino Casino are going to think, well, yeah, they do that. They're constantly railing on you. And then people who, like Idubbbz, probably have never heard of Kino Casino before, or maybe you've seen some clips and aren't familiar with it, I would assume. Maybe you're convincing them that they're bad guys. I don't know.
That's how it is.
He says in this moment, it shouldn't be. Why the fuck do you think he says it shouldn't be? Could that be because it's wrong and it's a mean, evil thing to do? To acknowledge that someone is suffering?
Let's slow down a bit. It's mean. It's certainly mean. But I'm not sure if I would call it evil. Evil's excessive. And I mean, I don't even agree with, I don't even know if I agree that the internet, it shouldn't be like that. Like, why not? Why is it not okay? Like, I think PPP is giving too much away there. Like, why is it not okay to just fucking mock people on the internet if you want to mock people on the internet? You know, make a video about them, talk some shit on them, as long as they're like a meaningful public figure or they got some public presence. Yeah, I don't know. What's the issue? Like, he's giving too much away there. I think you just got to bite the bullet that it is mean, it's harsh, whatever, but it's the fucking internet. Like, it's not that deep, really. You know, because people have got tools with which to not see this kind of commentary if they don't want to. It's literally one click. It can be evil. Okay. Sure, it's evil, whatever. Yes, I'm evil. I'm evil for mocking Gaming Thrope's granny. Yes, I am evil. That is what I am. But yeah, I just, you know, I think PPP's given too much away there to, you know, act like it's like it shouldn't be like that. Well, why not? Why can't the internet be like that if that's what you want to do with the internet? There's nothing wrong with being harsh or evilly talking about someone on the internet, you know?
Suffering and deciding that you are going to attack them on...
Oh, Stylo, give me a fucking break. This pretty rotten and antisocial behaviour that you participate in as well. Get off your fucking moral high horse, bro. You are one of the worst fucking people for doing it with people you don't like. So you can shut the fuck up with that nonsense straight away, bro. Gonna sit there on your fucking moral high horse and go about how antisocial it is. You're one of the worst, bro. Some fucking stupid bitch. Look at how you go at them, for fuck's sake. Let's bring up your fucking logs about Stardust, shall we? And then we'll have a conversation about how fucking antisocial it is. Bro, absolutely fucking sick of the high horsing from some of the people that are the absolute worst at doing this, bro. It's fucking outrageous, dude. Oh, it's very antisocial, isn't it? What did you say after that? I do it too. I do it too. I'm guessing something like that, dude. Bro. Oh, it's funny sometimes, though. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But even so, I feel like you're getting a little bit too moral froggy for my tastes when you do it constantly. Right? But let's calm down with some of the moral fucking analysis when all of us here are guilty of fucking participating in this, to at least some degree, I would say.
Line continuously for the thing that they are, you know, either insecure or struggling with. It's
not
plain
about
as...
whether it's deserved or not. We all do this. I do this. You do this. You know, sure. Just getting a little bit of moral frogging energy that's bothering me when we all are fucking doing this, you know?
Day that he's part of the problem, but he fucking refuses, like a coward does, to take any responsibility for him being part of the problem. I don't think a lot of these commentary channels want to be held to a high...
I just think you've got to own it. I just think you've got to own it. I think that PPP should own it even more. Maybe he does it other times, but in that moment, the correct take is, yeah, I do it, and it's funny.
But
Fuck
how do
you,
I make
or something,
money
you know?
off depressed people?
Chud once again being racist to the Kines.
Thank you for the super chat. I did crash out a bit there. But it's all in good fun. Listen, Stylo can take it. It's fine.
Higher standard. I think they want to comment on the strategy of things, and they don't want to reveal too much of their own morals or principles. This next guy is the perfect example of what I'm describing. He is being very critical of me talking to a therapist.
Just for context, Ethan never paid his coach or wife to come on the show. Ethan give them the money as gifts since Idubbbz didn't give them a bonus.
Thank you for the $5. So sure, that's incorrect. But I think the basic point is that they just went on and spoke a bunch of shit about Idubbbz. Which they probably did. The truthfulness and reality of that, obviously, we can't discern. But I would assume they probably erred on the side of shit-talking over 100% correct, accurate information. That's my take on that.
And by the way, that wasn't even a therapy session. I just happened to cry in that moment. And I was like, this might be able to communicate authenticity, so I'll include it.
And then Ian goes on a podcast with a therapist and gets extremely real with him, which is a profoundly stupid idea. Like eating with your mouth full on camera. He of all people should know better than to go on a therapist's podcast and vent about his very real problems on a public forum like that, because people will use that information against him.
Wow! Is this guy saying what I think he's saying? Is he saying, why would you put this on the internet? Is that what this guy's saying right now? Wow, I really like this take. This is an absolutely fantastic take that this guy's giving. Well done to this guy. There's a bit of truth to that.
Like this.
The same person live streamed his own therapy session where he actually cried.
If you're going to be a hater-ass bitch, take it the full way. Take responsibility for having the opinion that crying online is pathetic and weak. Don't say, I am the enlightened centrist, and other people are going to make fun of you for that.
Because people will use that information against him.
People
who is that guy? I don't know who this guy is.
Are going to make fun of you for that.
Because people will...
I mean, yeah, I'll say that crying on the internet like this is pathetic. Sure, whatever. I don't really have a problem with owning that position. But, Ren's reviews. Is he the kind of guy that's even going to have a go at Ian for this? Or is he just pointing out the dynamics at play here when you post embarrassing things online? Also, like, there is a manipulative aspect to showing that extreme of a raw emotion on the internet, I think. Like, it's always going to come across as manipulative, and I just think, yeah, not worth it. I mean, I just, okay. I mean, what is this guy saying? Is that fucking insane?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Moral of the video, stay employed or become Ian.
Thank you for the super chat, thank you. Oh, he's talking about Anissa and stuff, is that what it is? Okay.
will use that information against him.
People will use the information against me. Who's people? I'm pretty sure you're people.
Is he doing that? I've not seen the video, so I don't know.
The one who's playing this fucking clip. You're the one who's making this video called the most toxic wife. I don't know why these fucking pussies don't accept the full troll mask. They're acting as if being sincere is impossible to do online. It's not impossible. It's difficult in the situation that Anissa and I are in, but we're making that choice intentionally. So you making this bold claim that we are like unaware what happens when Anissa talks about her dad who has Alzheimer's or me crying, like we're very aware that that is going to be viewed as gay and be made fun of by people like you.
So, okay, well, I mean, I guess if you do it and you're comfortable knowing that's going to be the outcome, and then the outcome is people make fun of you for it, but then you make a video saying, well, you're making fun of me for this. It just feels like you're instigating an infinite cycle of criticism. So, like, I don't know, it's like, well, then they can respond and say, I don't know how to put it across, but it just feels like, well, if you're accepting of that, then you just accept it. And again, surely the best thing is just to ignore that sort of criticism and not really meaningfully engage with it. Why did he say this? Why did he say this? Why did he post this? Etc. Etc. I feel like what's happened is people have made predictions about what I'm going to say on the basis of the video, having watched it already. And the things that I'm saying are fairly reasonable, but you're acting like I'm just saying it because that's all I ever fucking say. When, no, it is a totally reasonable fucking talking point of what is the purpose of doing this? What is the purpose of sharing this? Because I just genuinely do not see the value in, I mean, I don't see the value in crying on the internet anyway, first of all, okay? And then secondly, you say, well, I know that people are going to mock us for this, and people then inevitably mock you for it, and you go, well, we know that you're going to mock us for this. Okay. I guess it's just kind of like fairly worthless to me in terms of a point or criticism. I didn't watch the video, I just heard what it was about. Okay. Chud is such a fence sitter. I don't think I'm sitting on the fence here. I think on the balance of things, I'm more critical of Idubbbz than anyone else in this video so far. No? I mean, he recognizes the futility at the start of the video, saying, I'm going to do the thing that you should never do, which is to feed the trolls. So, I think he recognizes the futility of his own video at the start. And then there's like a bunch of futile points that just lead me to say, what's the purpose of this? Why would you post this, etc.? Hence why I'm getting mocked for that. But I mean, in terms of what I'm understanding and learning from this, it's that if you do things on the internet that are perceived as weak and gay, people will mock you for it. And it's like, yep, that sounds about right to me. I guess that the only thing is like, yeah, sure, maybe at that point PPP could have been more owning of the fact that he's participating and he likes it and he thinks it's funny, sure. But I'd assume there's other clips of PPP probably saying like, yeah, I do this. I do mock him and shit like that. I'm guessing he probably does own it at other times. My assumption would be. I mean, I'd find it hard to believe that he would deny that he is participating in this like shit talking because he seems to do it a fucking lot.
Now I'm going to react to a couple of these random creators who have made videos or statements about Anissa and I, just to give you a taste of what an average is. And additionally, like in making some of those videos, it just attracts a certain type of person where they're like, I'm going to list off a bunch of people I consider lol cows or people who are mentally like disabled. And I'm going to tell you to make fucking documentaries about them. And then in that case, like, I'm not fucking doing that.
The takeaway is that responding to people who are just lying about you wherever possible to farm views and donations is retarded, regardless of whether you make good points or not. Sure, I can agree with that.
You're seeing that happen right now with World of T-shirts. There's a lot of people who think they're like doing it responsibly or respectfully, and it's just...
Chud back to his old... Okay, dude. Well, first of all, this is not really EHD content. I mean, Ethan was referenced, right? But Ethan's obviously been in a lot of drama recently, so of course, it's inevitable, particularly in Idubbbz video, is going to get referenced. It's not about doing EHD drama. It's obviously this is a topical video that lots of people are interested in. Like, obviously, the reason I chose to cover this was not because I was like super invested in the Idubbbz stuff, because I've become, as I say, disinterested in some aspects of it. But obviously, I thought, well, I probably should cover this. It's like somewhat of interest to me at least. I knew it would bring in some decent viewership. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, yeah. Obviously, I'm kind of covering this as... I said earlier I was going through the motions. But I'm not really going through the motions in terms of how I'm talking about it. I'm trying to talk about it and give my thoughts. I'm not just sat here just blindly watching it, you know? Well, I mean, I saw people talking about it yesterday. And I thought, well, this, you know, probably do need to cover a big topic to get things started today, you know? Chud is scraping the bottom of the barrel drama. Well, after this I am, yeah, sure. We'll make this last as long as we can, okay?
Just hell. It's just like, what the f is any of this shit?
Bro, what is going on? Anissa legitimately convinced him his entire being as a person is bad.
I mean, you know, yeah, daily slop channels suck. Right? This is More Pegasus. More Pegasus' interest is slopping out literally whatever is possible to generate maximum views, and that just so happens to be shitting on Hassan or shitting on Idubbbz at the moment. So that's what he does. I mean, I'm sure he's going to make some compelling arguments about this, but it's like, this is not particularly new or shocking information to me. You know, I don't have a particularly positive view. The thing that really put me off Pegasus was I watched a video where he talked about the Mr. Beast stuff, and he was accused of farming it. And I was expecting him to actually just admit, yeah, I'm farming this situation. Get fucked. Get fucked, losers. But he didn't. He tried to act like there was actually good, meaningful reasons for him to put out about 1 billion videos about Mr. Beast rather than just admit, yeah, I'm farming it. You know? So I'm sure he's doing it with all these new dramas too. Daily slop channels suck. Interesting, Chud. Sure, include me in that if you so wish. I'm a daily slop channel, sure.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
You do what you gotta do. We get it. Wow, wow.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. But, I mean, there's a particular type of daily commentary channel that I'm referring to, right? Where it's 10-minute videos with topical drama, not much thought put into your analysis, just literally saying the popular talking points, you know, something like that.
Did I once say my entire being is bad? You're allowed to be critical of yourself and the content you're making. You would benefit from being a little critical of the content.
What is this?
And I literally get messages every day from you guys saying, I'm literally doing God's work with this series because I'm exposing this absolute massive psychopath here. So I appreciate that as well. And honestly, not to be dramatic, this is literally a matter of good versus evil. Like, straight up. Moving on.
Case in point. Case in point. Literally making my point perfectly. Literally making my point perfectly. No, you're uploading daily slop about topical internet drama. That is what you're doing. Just fucking own it, dude. Literally absurd.
Okay, that's
wonderful. Like you're doing anything different.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Idubbbz stoically reading Marcus Aurelius while waiting for his video response to every single slop creator who's ever mentioned him to render.
Thank you for the $5. Appreciate it. Thank you. So let's have a little look at what this important work is that he's doing. Wow. Wait, he actually started numbering them. He actually started numbering them. 106, bro. This is like my antithesis. This is, dude, this is literally my fucking antithesis, dude. Oh my God. I mean, I genuinely would not give two fucks about this kind of behavior if people were just open and honest about it. It's the fact that they're trying to claim they're doing some sort of moral good by pumping out daily slop about fucking Hassan Piker. When you look at the views and you can clearly see why they're doing it. It's because it gets a shitload of views. You know? Fuck me, dude. Jesus. Bro, it is... Dude, oh my, I can't look at it. It's giving me a headache. It's giving me a fucking headache to look at it, to be honest.
content you're making. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, actually comment on what I was talking about. Do you agree or disagree with a statement that you should be making videos and documentaries about people who are mentally disabled because you are encouraged by your fan base to do so? Do you agree with that? Maybe engage with the prompt.
And fellas, and even fellettes, all right? Never, just listen up, all right? Never.
I think that's reasonable. Yeah, no, sure. You should engage with what's being said. I agree with that. Hang on a sec, though. Wait, I'm confused. Was Idubbbz arguing for that, or was he making, like, the counterpoint? Wait, what? He made the airsoft fatty doc. I'm assuming he would perceive that as putting in a good light or something, I guess, or maybe it's different in his mind. But yeah, sure, you could make that point. But yeah, I mean, sure, I agree. It's a very irritating trend of people not in it. I mean, obviously, you know, if you're like, it's difficult to go point for point for point for point in every single argument someone makes, but there should be at least some engagement at some point with the argument that's being made. Is it a lot? I've not watched it. I'm not defending it. I just haven't watched it, and I'm just assuming what Ian might think about it. But yeah, I mean, obviously you should try and engage with what's being said, or at least some of the points that are being made. And I think this is the problem with these daily slop channels. They don't really tend to do that. But then again, I've not seen all of Pegasus' content. I can't speak conclusively. On that particular point, it seems like he wasn't. Maybe at other points he does. But yeah.
Never let your partner actually change you this much. Never let them convince you that you are so bad as a person. Like, everything you do, the way you act, everything you believe is bad, and you must agree to their way of life, everything they do. Obviously,
why do you think that she thinks everything I do is bad? I'm like, man, these people have fucking drank the Kool-Aid to a disgusting degree.
Obviously, if there's legitimate criticism taken into account or whatever, but this is legitimately tragic. He cannot be proud of a single thing he's ever done in his entire life. He just feels guilty about all of it because of Anissa.
Dude, I'm proud of plenty of things. I'm not just going to go on stream and declare it. Like, what do you, like, it's so boring. Like, I don't want to talk about how proud I am of making the Airsoft Fatty documentary. Like, do you guys really need me to fucking bloviate about how I really enjoyed following the narrative structure of a fatty battling with his friends in Battle Creek?
It was my opinion.
So am I understanding this correctly? Is he disowning the Airsoft Fatty documentary now as well? Is that right? So is he saying that that was bad to make too? Right? Am I understanding it correctly? Is he kind of disavowing his work? Something, right? Okay. Right. Okay.
Okay.
When did that come out?
But how
Didn't that only come out a few years ago?
Off depressed people.
Hi Ian. Cucked emoji.
Thank you, Jason Coward, for the $10. Was it years ago? Oh, 2019 or 2020? Yeah, sure. I mean, again, I've always found this very obnoxious about Idubbbz. The fact he's got to disown his prior work. He can't just say, that was a different time for me. Obviously, I'm focused on making new types of content now. But obviously, it exists if you want to go and have a look at it. But I've moved forward since then. You know, rather than doing this endless disowning of your prior work and trying to escape it, just do what you're doing now and let that sit there as your content that existed at the time that represented what you were doing, you know, at that time in your career. There was never a need to do this disavowal of everything prior. You know, I think that was always massively overstated and unnecessary. Yeah, just, of course, you're going to change. Like, just continue on with what you're doing, and then that work can exist. And, you know, obviously it's not necessarily representative of what you're doing now.
Some of your content in the past was actually good before. It was actually logical. You made some good points. You don't need to feel so bad about every single thing. You know, maybe you did some bad shit. You said some slurs. That shit was bad. Whatever.
Dude, I know. I just, this is so frustrating. I just want to say, like, a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about are going to be upsetting, or they're going to be a downer to you, because that's interesting. Like, I don't know if it's because I have a higher threshold. It kind of feels like I do, right? A lot of the things that these commentators are commenting on is they're saying like, oh my gosh, that would crush me, basically, if my wife described me in that way or said that about me. And it's like, okay, it would hurt you. You're feeling bad through me. You think that I'm feeling those same feelings that you're feeling. I'm not.
Out of like good shit to your content as well, you're legitimately, you know, fighting against like evil people and shit like that.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of discernment, assessing what he's feeling about stuff, sure. And he's obviously going to claim, I'm not feeling that. Obviously, we can't see inside his head. I just think that often, I mean, I've not followed this more recently of what people are saying. But there's stuff like the pants shitting thing that I just think would be embarrassing. To many people would find that embarrassing to have said about you. And things like that I think people are going on. Like, sure, there's probably some overstatement, some over-analysis. I've seen it a bit in this video, over-analysis of whether or not he's feeling sad about something. But there's definitely moments where things have been said that I think that people can reasonably discern. Well, most people would probably feel a bit embarrassed about that. And that would be cringe. It would feel cringe to have your partner say that about you.
Because I'm sensing this guy is being his own version of sincere, because I honestly think, I don't know how old this guy is, but I'm going to say a teenager, a teenage commentary YouTuber. I'm going to say that their version of sincere is going to look very different.
Thank you for the super chats. Can you censor Pegasus' face and voice?
Than mine. I'll take what I can get right now from this guy. When I'm giving my actual authentic take about something, you don't need to put the blame on my wife. You don't need to say that she's controlling me. This is very off base. People who are in relationships, they communicate, they talk. This is just the reality of getting in a relationship and becoming more enmeshed. Like, it happens. You know, if we eventually have a kid together, like, it's very important that we're on the same page and that we communicate. I know it might feel like you have some outsider insight, but it is just very wrong. I feel.
I mean, there's levels to this. I think there's things you can observe that one would reasonably assume would cause some sort of issue, distress, bother, something like that. And there's probably deeper levels of psychoanalysis or analysis of like little body language twinges that are excessive and you probably shouldn't take as seriously because you're trying to discern quite substantive meaning from sometimes quite limited information. So it depends on what the statement is. If it's, oh yeah, I think it would be embarrassing if my partner talked about me shitting myself publicly, then yeah, that's like a reasonable discernment. But if it's, oh, you flinched at a certain point when Anissa said this, so clearly this must mean that, you know, you've got deep-rooted emotional issue, like, yeah, that's excessive to me. So it depends on what it is, really.
Very free to speak my truth. Yeah, I agree.
Also, I don't know, dude. Having a kid would be pretty rough. I don't know if I would personally sign off on that with Anissa, but you know, I don't know their relationship. Maybe they're perfectly happy.
Do you want to know why this shit makes me so mad? Because there was a point in time back in OnlyFans season 1 where I was like, dude, Idubbbz is the fucking man. Such a chill guy. So down to earth. Loved meeting him in real life. Loved playing games with him. This guy was the fucking man.
I think Tectone is remembering this in a kind of a weird way. It seems like he's very nostalgic and happy about it. He's being very over the top of how epic I was. But by this time, everyone had like decided that Anissa controls my life and that I'm a beta male soy cuckboy.
Nice of Anissa to let his girlfriend go on the podcast. Glad to see the transition is going well. From a year ago. Bro. Honestly, this just demonstrates to me how long this whole thing is. And it validates my lack of interest in this analysis constantly, because it's been going on for fucking years at this point.
So it actually is very funny that he's coming out now saying like, man, he was the man just 2 years ago. It's like, dude, the fucking cow.
See, look, you're now trying to predict that I'm going to say something when the thought isn't even in my head. Shelby. So your little prediction was wrong, wasn't it? I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all.
Was out of the bag 2 years ago. Also, it's weird because I didn't play games with him other than we were in the same guild. I don't know. I think he's just trying to add on to this narrative that the internet likes of, man, he used to be so awesome. He was so cool. And then he fucking got corrupted by that fucking bitch.
He was one of my favorite content creators of all time. And to see that this is what he became. I mean, this guy inspired me to do content. Like, my breakdowns on people's entire character was inspired by Idubbbz. And it's...
Bro, I feel like everyone has got this same fucking story with Idubbbz. Like, I've always been... I feel like I've always tried to be quite upfront in when I've covered Idubbbz stuff and criticised certain things that I think he's done which are retarded and dumb or whatever. Shameful. And I'm like, yeah, I watched a few content cops back in the day. And, you know, I'm familiar with his content somewhat, but I'm not like... I was never like a super Idubbbz fan. I just think that this is unnecessary, that's stupid, da-da-da-da-da. But then, like, Tectone's coming along and he's apparently got this big story about it. I'm just kind of inherently skeptical. I could see this from, like, a commentary person. I could see a commentary person saying something like this. But Tectone, I'm just like, really? It just feels like he's just saying what... Like, someone said it in chat a second ago. Like, almost like he's just saying what the popular sentiment is without it being legitimate. Obviously, I don't know Tectone's fucking history with Idubbbz content. But I get the vibe that this is, you know, him just saying what the common sentiment is about how Idubbbz used to be great and then he fell off, you know? That's my personal view on this.
So lame. Like, to see what one woman's pussy and Hassan can do to a motherfucker is insane to me. And if he just would have remained true to himself, he wouldn't have ended up this husk of a man he is today, and probably would have way more viewers and wouldn't having to be making content that he hates for money. It's just...
This is such fucking cope, man. Like, hearing Tectone say it, it's just like, it's reminding me how many times I've heard this fucking script. These people cannot fathom that the based epic N-word guy has changed his mind over time.
Well, the thing is, if someone... Again, it's not... I guess also it's not just about the fact that Tectone is saying it, and I'm skeptical of that. This was like... I don't know when this video is from, to be fair. I don't know when Tectone made these comments. Around the time that Idubbbz released his video talking about moving forward, I think people that stated it then and said it then, I see as more legitimate, like a more legitimate expression of how you're thinking and feeling about that situation, because it's quite real and raw and happening there and then, and you're thinking about it and you're watching, you know, do you know what I mean? Whereas years after the fact, it's like, it does feel like a script. It does just feel like you're going through the motions of talking about how based Idubbbz used to be and now he's not. It's like, this was like a salient, legitimate point back when he made his video talking about, I miss the old Idubbbz. Now it's just a bit played out and tired, and it's like, yeah, we all get it. We all get it. We've all fucking talked about it. It's been discussed. It's been litigated. It just feels like going through the motions of saying it in order to placate a certain type of person that wants to hear that when you're talking about Idubbbz. To be fair, I don't know when this clip's from. If it was from the time of the video, then obviously my first point would stand. If it's later, then I would just feel it's a bit scripty to me.
It's got to be a woman's pussy or Hassan. I think if they accept that I came to that decision on my own, they have to reckon with some demons of their own. Like, it's hard to accept the fact that I've taken this journey.
I mean, I couldn't imagine in 2025, if it is 2025, I couldn't imagine arguing and talking and discussing the point of how based Idubbbz used to be and then he became not based any. It's just so played out, right? It's like, done. We know, we've discussed this, we've had the conversations about it, you know? Is it from 2020? Well, there we go. So my point, my point is what I think then. Yeah. Yeah. That's my thought on that.
and it's not one I regret. It's actually one that I've felt better.
Guys, isn't it so crazy? God, Idubbbz used to be so base, didn't he? When he used to say the N-word all the time. But then, Anissa's snatch cast a spell on him. And now he's a fucking pussy. Like, it's just so fucking done, bro. Do people really need to still hear this take? Now, stated now, and it always comes across to me as more so you're saying the right thing because you want to appeal to those Idubbbz ex-fans rather than it being a genuine expression of sentiment. You know? I need to see you given the same take when the Idubbbz video dropped. And then I could be more amenable to the idea that you're just, you know, you did have that perspective at the time. People have been saying that for like 6 years at this point. Over exactly. It's extremely... And also, it's like not even really that... Like, if it was done in a funny way, sure, maybe there's something in that, but it's just kind of very played out for me.
After doing.
And Tectone is right. This guy is such a disappointment. Like, Idubbbz calling people incels when the first woman he met literally destroyed, like, took over his life and destroyed him, dude.
I don't know if this is your own theory or if it's just, like, implanted in your brain from all the other hate videos, but...
He keeps denying it, though. Of course he's going to deny it. I mean, what then? What happens then? So he's going to deny it. So you just repeat it again. It's just like a worthless cycle of denial and statement again. Like, it's just, what's the value in that? Why would you put that on the internet? I don't know, dude. It's the same sort of take where it's like, just seems worthless at that point and pointless to bang the same drum. Own it and be a man. I mean, do you think Idubbbz in his head thinks they're all right about this actually, and she does own me and she does have my bollocks in a purse, but I'm just going to deny it? Like, no, I think he genuinely in his head doesn't see it that way. I don't think he's like, well, you can say he's in denial if you believe that he is in denial about that, but I think his perception is that that's not wonderful. The way it is.
But how do I make
personally?
money?
You can say that's denial, but
I never
you know.
cared about the slurs. He makes crap content now. The issue has always been the huge quality drop.
Thank you for the super chat, Borders One Head of a Drug. Thank you. Just think anybody who unironically keeps saying that years later and pretends it's some groundbreaking analysis is either pandering or just seething onto... Yeah, it's the idea that you're stating some sort of groundbreaking concept. And it's just not really anymore, is it? It's kind of done. It's tired at this point.
Anissa is not the first person or not the first woman I've met. I've met plenty of other women. She's certainly not the first woman I've dated, and certainly not the first woman I've had sex with. But I will admit that she is the first woman I married. Also, there are a lot of grown men out there who were outraged to find out that I...
Does every comment need to be groundbreaking for you to weigh in? Well, no, not necessarily. I'm not saying everything I'm making is cutting edge, astute analysis, right? But I'm saying that repeating the same talking points that we've heard for years is very boring and uninteresting. And unless you have got substantive coverage of this from the early points, I just think it's placating an audience or appealing to an audience by repeating a script in regards to Idubbbz that you think is going to appeal to that component of the audience.
I changed my last name from Washburn to Jama when I married Anissa.
Who took his wife's last name, taking Anissa's last name, taking your wife's last name.
He's taken her last name.
Oh, he's including Sam Hyde. Oh!
Saying the same thing everyone else is.
Thank you for the $5, Dofo Show.
The last name, the story. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's so many. I forgot.
I think some of these people think I'm trying to push a woke agenda or some shit, but I don't give a fuck what anyone does with their own last names. This is what I chose to do because I like her last name better. When my rancid boxing coach and his wife decided to go on the H3 podcast as like this mutual...
I mean, it's just kind of a nothing point for me, really. Like, obviously, it is considered demasculating to take your partner's surname, even if you just say that you like it. Broadly speaking, that's going to be seen as demasculating and people will comment on it as such. That's just the way societally we're set up. It's expected that the woman takes your name. Yeah.
Exchange of talking shit about Anissa and I in exchange for $5,000. That was sort of under the premise
that's
that
wonderful.
I owed them some sort of bonus money.
Yeah, I mean, like, we were also promised a bonus on CC1, and we never got it. But because Michael was so nice, he didn't want to, like, make Ian feel uncomfortable and ask Ian and Nisa about it.
And I was always under the assumption that there was no bonus because even though he told me there was a bonus, he then disappeared for 6 months and I never saw him. So I was like, was there a bonus or was there not a bonus?
There was never a bonus. I never spoke to these losers about a bonus. I was paying these people an hourly rate to do the job that I asked for them to do, and they got paid. This fucking loser with the beard got paid $32,000 for training an influencer to box, and she got paid $9,000 to film some of it. They conveniently never talked to either one of us about it.
You confronted about that? You asked them, or you didn't want to?
No, I just let it be.
Because I'm the same.
They conveniently don't have any text messages or emails or contracts that have anything to do with bonus money.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I'm very unfamiliar with all of this. I don't know anything about their claims. Yeah, I've got no clue, so I'm a bit lost on this point. This is like when I'm watching ACC drama and a bunch of random shit gets brought up that I don't know.
Here, Ethan gave them 5k on the spot when he heard they didn't get it. Enjoy your generational wealth, BTW.
Thank you for the $5.
Because that conversation didn't happen. They are lying to Ethan and his crew, and they're lying to the audience.
I think my broad take is I cannot discern who is correct and who is false. I don't have any background information to this. But my assumption would be that they went onto the show and they, you know, said things like if there was a statement you could make and it would err on the side of pro Idubbbz or anti Idubbbz, they would have erred on the side of anti Idubbbz. That's my rough take. This is some of the worst commentary I've ever heard on anything, ChudLogic. Okay, well, what am I saying that's incorrect?
How is it that we put on this great event?
Oh, guys! Oh my God! Isn't Idubbbz such a cuck? He's owned by Anissa's pussy. Oh, isn't it bad that he used to say the N-word and now he doesn't anymore and his videos suck? Isn't it terrible? Is that what you want? You just want the fucking, you know, the years-old fucking commentary that we have, multiple other fucking channels about Idubbbz? Is that what you fucking want, dude? I mean, it's just, what do you want from me? That's better. Yeah, you do want that because you're mindless apes. You're mindless, retarded apes that just want to hear what everyone else is saying about this. That's the problem.
We raised $1.3 million for charity, and he promised us a bonus. And then right after the event, he just kind of pretend like he's too busy to check in with us.
Too busy to check in with you? I don't need to fucking check in with you. You're not my parents. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You weren't promised a bonus. I was doing my own shit. Why the fuck would I want to spend my time with you when I'm filming a show with Dax Flame? You guys are fucking losers.
Oh, yeah. Why did he even make this? Why did he put this on the internet? What are the other ones that you want me to say? What's the other script?
You confronted about that? You asked them, or you didn't want to?
No, I just let it be.
Because I'm the same.
One important point about this part that Ian never addressed is the claim that Anissa ghosted the trainer and his wife regarding supporting the anti-trafficking bill. The wife was trafficked. So that's not addressed. Okay.
It was promised to you? If this imaginary bonus was promised to you, that should give you a lot of confidence to at least say, bonus? That's potentially a lot of money for you, you know, in this fictional scenario.
Why would he not address that? I mean, if he's addressing everything else. Seems a bit unusual that you wouldn't just address it all.
Area where you were promised a bonus, surely it makes sense to at least inquire if it was promised to you, right? Because I'd been consistently paying you day after day for all the work you were doing. So if I never missed a payment for you and your wife, and a bonus was promised at some point, then don't you think it would be pretty fucking obvious and apparent that you should text me, hey, what about that bonus? Of course, but there was no bonus, because you're fucking lying. Like, fuck these crooked people. They came on this podcast, they used this bonus thing as some sort of like weird exchange of like, yeah, we can't go on the podcast and just talk blatant shit about our clients. So what we're instead going to do is pretend like we were stiffed by our clients after they promised us a windfall of cash. There's so many other truthful things that they could have focused on the podcast that would have made me look like a bitch to a certain, you know, sector of the internet. One of those things being me crying after a tough sparring session like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, I didn't do my homework for this, clearly. So I got no idea about the claims they made. I got no idea about his... Like, at the end of the day with this, you're going to need to see some sort of evidence to back up one side or the other. I mean, is he wrong? I don't know. I don't know if he's wrong or not. I don't fucking know. I didn't watch that fucking interview, so I don't know. No clue. My baseline take is they probably talked shit, primarily. But in terms of truthfulness, I couldn't fucking... I don't know.
That's truthful.
Did you say he cried?
We had to have a meeting.
So after that, so he was crying at the gym.
It's okay to cry, but it's not okay for him to cry. Now, to the crew of the H3 podcast, I have something important to say. I think you are all pieces of shit.
Oh.
All right, everyone, that is going to do it for this episode of Idubbbz Complains. If you want to hear me complaining live...
Okay, this looks like a potentially reasonable take. They were on the podcast completely shitting on In and Issa. The bonus was about 0.5% of the claims to talk. They didn't need to be on the H3 pod. I mean, I just think it's quite obvious. They went on the show and they talked a bunch of shit about In and Issa. That's probably what happened. The truthfulness, I can't verify. I would take it all with a pinch of salt unless they're showing evidence of their claims. Because obviously in that atmosphere, in that environment, the inclination is going to be to talk shit over necessarily saying the true, correct statement of what happened. That's my take on that without knowing the ins and outs of it.
In your ears, particularly today, if you're watching this video the day it comes out, go and check out my Twitch live stream. I'll put a link in the description. I am going to be reacting to the H3 podcast where my rat coach and his rat wife are being nasty rats together. So go give it a watch, give it a listen.
It's the part they got paid for it. I mean, again, this is off a chat. People are contesting that. People are saying they didn't get paid to go on, but once it was claimed there was a bonus that wasn't paid, at that point they got $5,000, I think.
And I'll, probably for the rest of this month, I will be reacting to shit and, I don't know, fucking stirring the pot. So, thank you for watching, everyone. Bye.
Verdict on this vid. My biggest verdict is, why did he put this on the internet? I mean, he recognised the futility at the start, I feel like, of this. Thanks for linking the H3 podcast, but I will not be watching. Thank you nonetheless, though. He recognised the futility of this at the start. I think that, there's never any benefit in like responding to trolls. There were some points where I could see where he's coming from. Sure, I think that's probably clear as I was watching it that there were some points he was bringing up I had some level of agreement with. But overall, just a kind of worthless video that just ends up giving more to the trolls than you're getting out of putting it out there, I think. Why did he do it? Why did he do it? I just don't have the... Yeah, I mean, that was my feeling coming into this. I feel like it's so played out now that I just have got very little interest. I just knew that everyone was talking about this. Obviously, yes, Ethan got brought up, but I thought, fuck it, I'm sure he's going to come up eventually, but broadly speaking, it's more about people talking shit about him on the internet, which is of interest to me somewhat. So we'll give it a watch. I knew it would be easy views as well. I knew it would be easy views too. I've tried to be fair. I've tried to give, a reasonable take on it all. But I think overall, pointless, worthless video that is only going to make life harder for him. That's my overall take. So again, why did he put this on the internet? That's my take on that. That is my take on that, guys. That's my genuine take. Okay? I know I said some things that made some of you feel a bit uncomfortable because you just want endless Idubbbz fucking shit talking. But I do think a lot of this is played out. I do think a lot of this is like done with. I don't really understand the value in constantly talking about fucking Anissa's gash beyond just making an entertaining segment for your audience to rate Idubbbz. Hence why I've not really got into much of this over the past few months. But again, I'll just say, I'm not saying you can't do it or shouldn't do it. Obviously, if you want to talk as much shit as you want, if that's what your audience likes, so be it. Not to say you can't do it. But good luck. Good luck to all involved. The thing is, as long as you're honest about it, the Pegasus thing is very obnoxious. To be like, I'm doing this, like, well, more with the Asan thing, but presumably you think the similar things about this, that he's doing this for any reason beyond attention, clout, or money, or views. But yeah. No, I won't be covering any more of this. I'm not interested in watching people's responses to this. Chud giving his 2 cents about a drama he barely knows about. Must be a Wednesday. Well, what have I got wrong? Can you point out what I substantively got wrong in anything that I've said? Beyond just saying, oh, you don't really know about this. Well, I do know quite a lot about this, actually, because I've covered some aspects of it, or I've seen, you know, off-stream elements of it. Like, what did I actually get wrong about any of what I said? I'm assuming you're not going to cover the results of the lawsuit. Oh, you mean the copyright stuff? I'll cover the copyright stuff, yeah. I'll circle back into that because I covered that at the start. Sure. Chud hates streaming. I don't hate streaming. Dude, I actually, you know, in spite of the fact that I was largely just doing that because I knew it would get a bunch of easy viewers, I did actually enjoy talking about it. I did actually have a good time talking about it with you guys, you know. Shout out to Stylo, got one guy a bit.